Welcome back to the Cave Beyond Time. Our hero, Henry, has traveled to many amazing lands, defeated nasty monsters, and made some pretty nifty discoveries along the way. But this time, oh boy, this time, he's in trouble. Last time we saw our intrepid explorer. He had just stepped out of his time portal and found himself in the middle of the Arabian Peninsula. Not one to waste any time, Henry soon discovered a cave and decided to investigate. What he didn't know was that it was guarded by a massive giant who was fast asleep. So when Henry entered the cave, he did so without waking the beast. And now, as he ventured deeper into the dark chambers, he couldn't help but feel like there was something special hidden from view. Maybe it was the glint of candlelight or the distant sound of singing. Whatever it was, Henry was determined to find whatever treasure awaited him at the end of this subterranean labyrinth. And then suddenly, wow, what a sight to behold! Before him lay a vast underground reservoir glittering with gold ornaments. Water cascaded down the walls from above, disappearing into the murky depths below. It was mesmerizing. But something was off. The water didn't seem to be flowing. In fact, it looked like it had been frozen in place for all eternity. As Henry got closer, he noticed that the waterway was blocked by several enormous rocks. Just then, a deep voice boomed. "Who's there?" Startled, Henry turned around to see the giants emerging from the shadows. His eyes blazed with fury and his hands were clenched tight. Turns out the giant hadn't been too happy about Henry sneaking into his cave. And now he was determined to make Henry regret his intrusion. The giant let out a roar and charged forward, hurling huge boulders and chunks of rock toward his intruder. Rocks whizzed past Henry's head, narrowly missing him as he desperately tried to dodge out of the way. But wait a minute, that reservoir, it could be the solution. If he could just get the giant's attention, lure him closer to the blocked waterway, maybe he could somehow redirect the flow of water. Thinking fast, Henry dashed toward the giant, leading him on a wild goose chase throughout the cave. All the while, he kept a close eye on the giant's massive frame, trying to get him within striking distance of the rocks that blocked the water. Finally, as the giant rounded a bend, Henry let out a yell, distracting him just long enough for the rocks to come tumbling down. With a mighty crash, the giant was sent sprawling onto the ground, his face contorted in a mask of rage. But he was too stunned to do anything as the rocks blocking the waterway were hurtled aside. And then, oh, joy! The floodgates opened. A powerful surge of fresh water burst forth, sweeping everything before it out of the cave. Henry, the giant, and even heaps of gold ornaments were carried away on the current. When they tumbled out of the cave and onto the ground above, they found themselves in the middle of a vast, dry wasteland, and standing there waiting for them was none other than King Walid and his troops. The king wasted no time. He and his men quickly captured the giant while Henry stood by, watching in amazement as the power of the rushing water filled the dry riverbed. But then it hit him! The real treasure wasn't gold or jewels. It was water, the key to ending the drought that had plagued the Arabian Peninsula for so long. As far as the surrounding farmlands, they would be fertile once more. The people would never go hungry again. From that day forward, Henry was celebrated as a hero. King Walid rewarded him with chests of gold and they feasted together that night, enjoying succulent meat and delicious BBQ. But Henry's spirit of adventure wouldn't let him stay in one place for long. So, the next day, with a heavy heart, he set out once more, walking back toward the mysterious cave, ready for his next journey through time. Thank you for joining us on this exciting adventure. We hope you had as much fun watching as we did making it. But our story doesn't have to end here. If you want to continue exploring the cave beyond time, click the link in the description for more adventures. Until next time, goodbye!